Okay, so opcode, addressing mode, and operand. So start with opcode. So you get this instruction that's received by a processor, and your instructions are always going to be in machine code. The control unit, as part of the fetch execute cycle, is going to decode this instruction by splitting into three parts: opcode, address mode, and operand. I've tried to represent those by the different colours. The opcode will be looked up in the processing instruction set. So the first part of this instruction, it depends on the CPU architecture into how many bits that will be. So, it could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 8, whatever. How many bits that are referred to on the instruction depends on the CPU architecture. But let's say it knew it needed to get 10 bits, it would get a 10-bit bits from the instruction. And the first 10 bits would be the opcode. And what it would do is it would look up in the processor's instruction set, it would look up that combinations of ones and zeros and find out what operation that refers to. Does it mean add? Does it mean store? Etc. etc. Then we need to look at the addressing mode. So the addressing mode is the bit in between the opcode and the operand, and it basically means it would look at it to find out if the operand, the final bit, is either data or memory. So it's known as immediate or direct addressing. So immediate addressing is where the operand is actually just data. So those ones and zeros are just data which will hold meaning to whatever the instruction is. Alternatively, direct addressing is where the operand is actually another memory location. So it might be that you are referring to another memory location in that instruction. So it might be store in that memory location. And then you store the contents of typically the accumulator into that memory location there. So the key thing to know is that the opcode, the addressing mode, the 1 or the 0, is going to define whether it's either immediate addressing or direct addressing, and knowing the difference between the two, because they both have a big impact on what the opcode is, the operand is, and then finally, you know what opcode is, you know what addressing mode is, you've then got your operand. So it's important the addressing mode has been analysed to work out whether the operand is either data or a memory location. And once the computer knows the opcode, it's got the operand, it knows the opcode, and looks at the addressing mode, it will execute the instruction. And that is the three components of one of these instructions: so the opcode, addressing mode, and operand.